Welcome to Sipping Reality X with Jill and
Megan.
We want to briefly share about our fun this weekend.
Yeah.
Oh, that was cute. She just giggled thinking about it.
Oh, yeah, that was fun.
Oh, we did.
That was a good experience.
If you listened to our first episode, we got together with a couple we met at the lifestyle party we went to back on February 1st.
Yes. They are a wonderful couple.
They are. We love them very much.
Yeah, so how do I explain what happened, I guess?
Well, we organized, or as Megan likes to tell everybody, I offered up Megan's body.
Offered me up to
for the
watch
pleasure
me
of
get
everybody
destroyed.
else.
Yes.
To watch her get destroyed.
She actually messaged me and said, I told them that we're working on the 29th and that we were free on the 28th and that you would be tired in the morning, but you'll be fine. I was like, wow. Okay.
So, yes, we organized this day and Megan ended up talking with the couple and organizing a plan, right? Just sharing your fantasies so they could create a plan, sharing limits.
Yep.
Sharing all, like, no, not okay with this, yes, okay with that, ooh, would really like this, right? That kind of thing, I think,
yep,
right?
Yep. Yeah, it was really, it was a really safe environment, and it was
extremely
really great. And honestly, I don't think I've ever felt that way with, especially someone I just met.
No, never. It was a wonderful experience, actually, to feel so safe, so open, so unjudged, and so unjudging.
Yes.
My mind wasn't in a place where I was judgmental of anybody else in that room, nor did I feel even an inkling of any judgment towards me for anything.
You know what's interesting, too? So when I first got in the room, I was told to wear my schoolgirl uniform, right? I was in my pigtails and everything.
Do we want to go back to, so we showed up at the hotel, we were to go into the room at 7, and the scene was going to start as soon as the door opened.
Right, and it did.
And so Megan was all prepared and already in her uniform as she entered the door.
Yeah, I walked down the hall like that. A few people saw me, whatever, I don't care. Actually, I was text that I was late and that I would pay for it.
Oh, she was nervous.
I'm like,
we were walking
it's your fault, Jill. It's your fault.
It was like way down the end of like a hall, down a hall, down a hall, and it was a 7:01, and she gets the text that she's late, and we're like, oh no, and I'm like, oh my gosh, the room's so far away. It took us so long to walk there, and then it went to 7:02.
I'm like, you did this on purpose, Jill.
We still.
You want me to be punished?
I did. I very sadistically wanted to see her punished.
Her face took so much plus. She's like walked a little bit slower, I think.
I know I did.
I'm just kidding.
I did not.
She didn't.
But I would have taken great pleasure in watching her get punished for being late.
Oh my god. So yeah, when I walked in, they just immediately blindfolded me, ball gagged me, put something in my ears. I can't even think of
earplugs.
Words. Thank you. Earplugs in my ears.
Oh yeah, it was great.
Straps on my thighs, wrists, ankles, and then walked over to the bed and
put the spreader bar on you.
And then put my
face down, butt up.
My wrists to my thighs. With the straps that were on my thighs.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. It was super hot.
It is. It's hot just talking about it. It's like, oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then they put a doorbell in my hand because I couldn't talk.
So smart.
It was. That's a good idea.
They're really thoughtful of details.
Yeah. And I didn't get to see, like, the spread, but when Joe walked in, they had everything out on the table and...
She got to see the pictures.
I did.
I took pictures and videos of most of it.
Yeah, it was definitely a great experience. It was really fun. Yeah.
What I love about this couple is they meet people who they enjoy and want to play with, and then they put this real strong focus on fulfilling people's fantasies.
Yeah, I think
I love that.
I think it's really beautiful, and it's actually really healing for people to have a safe place to play them out. With people who aren't trying to take advantage of you or put you in a risky position, they truly care.
Yes, they put a lot of effort towards saying, what are your fantasies, and then fulfilling them for people. And it's just really thoughtful. They've been in the lifestyle for a very long time, and it just seems to be their focus.
You know, I really like that, especially after watching that show on Netflix.
Bonding?
Yeah, Bonding.
That was kind of cheesy, though, Bonding.
I mean,
Wasn't it?
It was cheesy, but it was cute. I think it was cute, and it brought up a, you know, a real, like, a lot of thoughts about people, everyday people have these, like, really weird things. Like, the guy wanted to wrestle wearing penguin outfits, like, and jerk off. Like, I mean,
watching somebody who wanted to get peed on, and that wasn't even sexual. He had his clothes on.
Right. I mean, it's just, I don't know. And it's like a safe, like, to have a safe place to go and play these things out that aren't hurting anybody, but they're just something that they're weird, but you like it, and nobody's judging you for it, and you just get to have a space to do that. I mean,
and I do like how they showed the aspect that it's not all sexual. It's like, just because you have a sexual desire doesn't mean that you're some nasty whore. I think
the dummies, like, they're the women, they're not
sleeping with all these people.
No.
They're fulfilling their fantasies for them, and it's a healing thing. It's not a dirty, whorish thing. And even if one of their fantasies involved sexual stuff, or they were having sex with them, I don't know, I think it brings some awareness and understanding of the beauty that can come from that, rather than looking at it the way the world has always told us and taught us to.
like sex work.
Yes.
Yeah, no.
Which plays off of our episode we just recorded for Sipping Reality, where we're starting to live from how we see ourselves, rather from how the world has told us who we are, or in a broader sense, what the world has taught us that things are.
Yeah.
We're starting to live in a way where we're seeing things from a more authentic place in general. And I think that show does express this type of work and this type of lifestyle in a way that changes the way the world has told us or what it means.
The leader
Dommy,
woman, right?
That sounds great.
In the dungeon sheet in that show, she was the head
dominatrix.
The head dominatrix. Thank you.
The leader.
I don't know.
I know your brain's not working.
Turkses. And Charpstick. She took her work very seriously. She had very dedicated
clients.
She did. They adored her, and she adored them. That was just their life.
They presented it in a very cheesy way, which it did make the show entertaining. However, it does take away from the reality, I think, a little bit of the fact that there really are people with these desires, and there really are people working through them. And I didn't like how they made it seem a little cheesy, but
I didn't get that sense that they made it cheesy.
You didn't?
No.
I did.
I felt like it brought a light to being a dominatrix that we need. Like, I didn't feel like it was cheesy at all. Those women were learning from a dominatrix who was very serious about her work.
You were also high while you were watching.
Oh my god, I was on shrooms. That's right. I was so high.
You were, so I wonder if you would think it was made a little cheesy if you were sober.
I don't know. I was like, wow, I was flying high when I watched that. Yeah, that's true. Oh my gosh. Then I went in the hot tub in the snowstorm on shrooms. Oh my gosh, that was one of the most amazing experiences. Seriously, I'd never done them before, and that was pretty awesome. But maybe it did skew. But
I do like the awareness.
From what I remember, that dominatrix took her role in life very seriously, her profession very seriously, yes. And she made those girls take it very seriously too. She was like, "This isn't a joke.
Well,
this is my life."
Yes, because one of the main themes of that in the show was to say, hey, you're going to school to be a psychologist, but this is who you are.
Like, these people need these relief. Like, you're actually providing a service that these people need.
This is a real job, and you going to school and using this to pay for your school, you're making it seem as if this isn't who you are and this isn't a real job. And at the end of the show, she ends up taking it on as a full-time job, and she says, no, this is who I am, and this is what I'm doing. And she stands on that. And that is a really good, that's a really good theme. And she even addresses in the show how hard it is to come out as a dominatrix in comparison to her best friend who's gay, having come out when he was in high school, and now how much easier it is for him to come out as a dominatrix. Or not a dominatrix, a dom, I guess he would be.
Yeah.
But he starts working for her. But she had a discussion with him about, well, this is easier for you to talk about with your boyfriend than it is for me to talk about with my boyfriend, because as a woman, I've been taught my whole life all of these things. I've been treated this way based on having sex. Right. And you came out of the closet and everybody embraced you. But for me, I'm more nervous. I don't know. It just brings in all those dynamics and all that insecurity. Not to say that there aren't people who in certain families can't come out about being gay and different
and having
types
a real
of sexual
struggle.
Feelings. But
right.
Yes, that's not to take away from that. It's just to say that the show did bring up these topics and important topics.
I do think it brought up some good stuff. But so anyways, it reminds me of that because, and the importance of it, because it feels healing to be put into a subspace. I don't know how else to describe it, but it feels like a relief, like a...
Getting back to Friday night, something really exciting happened as we were all playing and I was taking pictures and videos. All of a sudden there was a knock at the door.
Oh, all right. Mm-hmm.
The couple all of a sudden was like, oh, didn't you have a fantasy of strangers? And it was so cute how they said it. They're like, who's that? And Megan's strapped down, face to the bed, ass in the air with spreader bars, and this couple comes in. And of course, I think Megan was probably thinking the same thing as me. Okay, we trust this couple. If they brought people in, we can trust these people that they would have brought in. But we didn't necessarily know to the extent that by the end of the evening, when we were aware that they were their best friends and they travel the world together and have played together for I don't remember how many years, but they're the closest of closest friends to them. And by the end are like, oh, absolutely, hands down, we can trust them as much as we can trust this couple.
Exactly. Yeah. But
it was exciting, and that's the part that I love. I'm like, oh my gosh. So on the phone, Megan had shared some fantasies, and then they're like, we can bring this one in, so let's bring it in. And just the thoughtfulness of wanting to fulfill those fantasies was so cool.
It was really awesome.
Cool is not the right word.
No, but it was, I don't know.
It shows my age that I use that word.
Wicked from Massachusetts.
Yeah, but cool particularly is like an old person word now. Isn't that weird?
It is weird. They have weird words that don't even make sense.
No, all my kids say is bro to everything. It used to be bruh. Now it's just bro.
Bro. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I even say it sometimes.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
I tell you not to. I'm like,
don't
say
go that. There. We're doing dude still. Like, no,
we still say dude.
I do. I say dude.
Oh, the man that we work for the honey that we sell the
dudes.
honey. He texted us and said dudes, and it was just so perfect. I don't think he knows that we say dude, but it was like perfect.
I've always said dude, and I gave daps when I was younger. I'd like give daps and say dude, and I'd have guys that were like, "You're a girl. You're not supposed to give daps and say dude." I'm like, whatever. Go kick rocks.
Megan and I have always called each other dude since we met.
Yeah,
we're like, yo, dude. We don't say yo.
No.
Where did I get that from? Yo?
Cool, dude.
Yeah, I say cool. Cool is an old person word.
It is.
When I was young, when I was in elementary school,
we're not hip anymore.
When we started saying cool, my parents, my friends' parents would be like, why do you guys use that weird language? They were weirded out by us saying cool because it was a new word. And now it makes us old people.
Yeah. And the things that they're saying, we're like, what are you even saying? But they legitimately don't make sense.
Yeah. Well, neither does cool. That's cool.
That's cool. I guess not.
Cool it down. I don't know. It's good to cool something down if it's so hot.
I don't know.
Like, you're cool.
Yeah.
You're cool, Megan.
You're cool.
I don't know, but it was a cool night.
No, it was pretty awesome.
It was. It was sexy and enjoyable. The thing I took most out of it was being in a room with some of the people in that room I hadn't even met before and feeling 100% comfortable, unjudged, unjudging, and there was zero alcohol, zero marijuana, zero drugs. We didn't need anything.
Nope.
For us all to be completely relaxed, enjoying each other,
exploring,
enjoying the atmosphere without worry, without concern, without anxiety. It was like a room lacking anxiety and judgment.
Do you know what's weird? I had a feeling of like a labor, like going through labor, like the quietness of it, like the focus on me.
She looked like she gave birth when
Afterwards.
It was over, after she had finally been allowed to finish.
Yeah.
To orgasm.
I wasn't allowed to
she
orgasm.
She wasn't allowed to. I got to watch that.
Oh, that was really intense. I mean, especially
really
with
intense.
the wand like attached.
Oh, yeah.
To my thigh.
Oh, that was great. She's like,
oh my God.
Oh, and then in the bathroom, she's like,
I was like,
are you
begging.
ready? She goes, are you ready to come? Do you want to
Well,
orgasm? And you said, yes, please let me come. And she's like, not yet. I was like, God. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was so intense. It was
really intense.
And then when I got to, finally, it was like an
She
explosion.
did. When they finally took her down and took everything off and it was over, that part of the evening was over. After that, we just all kind of sat around and relaxed and chatted. But she looked like she had just given birth. She was so... Just everything about you
relieved.
Looked like you had just...
And like relaxed.
Yes.
But it was interesting because even being on the bed and like the quietness and like the focus on me, I didn't know that there was stuff laid out, but like afterwards it like added to that thought. When you're in labor, you have, you know, the tools are laid out ready for the baby to come out and the things are draped out for it just.
And you went between the bed and the bathroom. It was just very
no, it really
birthing.
It did but it was a different kind of, it felt like a different kind of birth because it still felt like that feeling of like I'm bringing something, like I'm like bringing something forth, like I'm
bringing something forth in you in complete acceptance and enjoyment of all around you, and
like this like build up, this like it was really, really interesting comparison in my mind to that feeling of like climax, you know?
Yeah.
But it's a different climax. But also very similar. So
well, it was more than just a physical sexual climax.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then at the end of the night, somehow it switched to me being on board next.
Oh, yeah.
What was that all about?
I know. I want to get to that, but I keep having this thought. It's been like 3 times I've had this thought.
And we're out of time because you do have to go. So let's
Oh, that's right.
We've got to finish it up.
Oh, shoot. So when you were there, like you being there, like when I was all strapped up, I couldn't see and everything. Oops, I hit my mic. Sorry. I felt like... I don't know, the relationship that Jill and I used to have years ago, like how uncomfortable I would think being in a position like that with her, but like having her there felt so safe. Like I felt really safe, and I had my partner there too, and I just felt like super, super safe. Like, and having you, like, I don't know, it just wouldn't have, obviously we wouldn't have been doing that years ago, but I would have felt like just having you in. I guess when I first left my husband, I don't know how many times I've said like, I'm sorry. I can see you counting it in your head. Anyways, I left my husband. I forgot what I was going to say.
You were saying that the feeling of having me in that room, if it had been years ago, would have been very different than it was.
Yes, when I left
on Friday night.
When I left my husband and I started having sex with people, I would not have felt comfortable even thinking about you being there watching.
She wouldn't even tell me.
I didn't
that she
even
was
tell
having
you
sex.
I was
Yes.
having sex.
Well, that's the episode that we want to do, going deeper into our transformation over the last couple of years of being these very strict Bible believers.
But it felt like you were observing a labor. That's
We
how
are
it felt
today.
having you there.
It was very similar. Like, it was a very intimate thing, but because of our intimate friendship, it was
That's
the
how
way
it felt.
should have been.
The safety, the intimacy
Yeah.
of having you there.
Like having your mother at your labor.
That's how it felt.
Yes.
That's literally how it felt. Like, I had
That's beautiful.
I was like spread out with like all my stuff out, and like it literally felt like a labor, like you there, just like so safe and so intimate, and yeah.
There was no insecurities.
No.
Yes. I think that's what you're getting at. That it was completely secure situation.
Yeah, it was really beautiful.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
At the end of the month, apparently we're going to have some more stories for you.
Yes, we are. All right. Well, we love you guys. Thank you so much for listening. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, and we'll talk to you soon.